there is no giving up. At least for me in my book, I'm not.
Yeah, I agree.
Tooth and nail to the end, regardless of the outcome. I'm not giving up.
I hear you. I'm not giving up either. Definitely gonna be here forever.
So yeah, I mean, it's been one hell of a ride. So to get off now, midway through, I want to see this baby to the end.
Yeah.
Welcome. We Are Change East Bay News is hosted by Greg and Manny, and they've got the news that departs from the views of the media, and they bring you the trues news. Hey, We Are Change East Bay News with Greg Manny is now. Welcome back to We Are Change East Bay News. Well, we've got a clip for you with none other than Greg and Manny of We Are Change East Bay News. So what are you waiting for? What am I waiting for? Now, here is Greg and Manny.
Not saying that all politicians are corrupt. What I'm saying is, well, what politicians are actually standing up to their word and being true to what they say. Follow that. Don't follow what they say. Follow what they do. See what they do. See what the people do. See what the groups do. See what the movement does. And if that movement moves you a certain way, follow it. Do what you want to do. But don't just blindly accept, hey, I'm going to join the Tea Party, or I'm going to join the Occupy movement, or I'm going to join We Are Change for that matter. It's like, really research what you're getting into.
Well, just come out and check it out, because once you meet the people who are running these things, then you get a pretty good feel for who they are. But there's a lot of great groups out there.
Oh yeah, there is. I mean, and I don't agree with all the groups out there, but hey, I'll name drop and I'll work with them. Like Truth Action. I agree with a lot of their movement's ideas. So I'm gonna support them. To 100% degree, maybe not, but as far as a lot of what they do, yeah, definitely will. They're constantly in downtown San Francisco. I'm very happy to see that, going on 12 years now, that they're actually still passing out flyers, information, pamphlets. I mean, that was one of the first places that I actually stepped on the ground and actually, joined the battle against the tyranny. We went out to San Francisco, a couple friends of mine and myself, and joined Truth Action people and helped them pass out flyers and get the word out, and it was a great experience. All their solutions, were different. Everyone that was out there was different political backgrounds. I mean, we had some people that were quote-unquote socialists and people that were liberty lovers, quote-unquote conservatives, I guess you can say, or whatever. Whatever you want to call it, and this random political spectrum we got, But everyone was working together, and they wanted to see a new investigation. They still want to see a new investigation into 9/11, and everyone says it's pointless, but it's not.
It's not pointless.
I mean, the war on terror is based on 9/11. I mean, there wouldn't be a war on terror if it wasn't for 9/11. And the war on terror, to many people, when they hear that, they don't think of it as an actual war. They just think of it as a catchphrase. No, this is an actual ongoing operation that our Pentagon is engaged with. It is the war on terror. They're spending millions upon millions of dollars on this effort to end terrorism. For what? To fill the banks, to fill the pockets, to fill the coffers, to fill it all. We're just being used in this system. And that's all it is. It's just a system of usury where we're all given this perpetual debt that we think is not debt, getting that paycheck and putting it in the bank to save it. I mean, you're saving a promissory note. You're just saving someone else's debt in your bank account. You'll be lucky to take that out in 10 years and have strong purchasing power. You're not. You're going to have $10,000 that today you think it's going to be worth a lot tomorrow, but based on the fact that quantitative easing is continuously happening, you're not going to see any of the value that you would expect.
You know?
the thing is, people have to understand that they have to want this for themselves. They don't know why they're doing it. Awareness could be, what we're doing is awareness. Somebody could just be on the internet when they're bored and stumble upon this video and hear what we're saying, go, you know what, that's interesting. Let me listen to a couple more videos like this, and then hear 2-3 other people talk about it, and then stumble upon. That's a good thing about the YouTube format.
Yeah.
Is like you have that one video, and then you have like 10 on the side. And you can just click on one because it seems interesting to you, and then it kind of leads you to this, leads you to that, and then you want to know more about it, so you watch a movie or something, and then you get obsessed with learning about it, and you just gotta use different angles, man. You gotta hit them different ways. Death by 1,000 cuts, you know. What we're doing is effective. Protesting is effective. Handing out flyers is effective. Reading books is effective. You know, skydiving into Packville Park during a Giants game and saying "end the Fed" is effective. I don't know. I mean, you know, shit. Whatever. You know, you just got to get the attention across. But at some point, people are going to have to learn this stuff on their own. And once they see the connection, once they know what we know, they're going to want to do it. They're going to be more passionate because there are people out there that have the potential of being way more passionate than we could ever dream. That's just their nature.
Hey, and now we're going to take you to a segment of We Are Change East Bay News with Greg and Manny. News you don't want to lose. We Are Change East Bay News now.
You have to look this information up on your own and do everything you can to discredit it. Try to prove it wrong.
Yeah, but they always bash the alternative media. They call the internet media, pretty much, and it's like, well, they're on the internet too. You know,
Yeah.
so, and their stuff is not very truthful. So,
Well, Fox News won a court case against people talking about Monsanto, saying that,
oh, that's bad.
you know, this was a big argument about the growth hormone, and basically Fox News won the case saying that they could lie
That they
and,
could lie
and give
about.
out misinformation. I mean, this is all documented fact. I know. I wish that it was fake.
There's
but-
a prop coming up on the GMO labeling, Prop 38 or Prop 37.
Mhm. Yeah, they're pushing for labeling of genetically modified foods in California, which is a great step in the right direction. I mean, California gets a lot of flack for being quote-unquote California. But I guess you can say one of the good things that come out of the green movement here in California is that, I mean, they're really anti-genetically engineered food, and whether or not you agree with the environmental movement 100%, I mean, I don't. I definitely don't agree with the whole global warming conspiracy theory that, you know, the world is supposed to be flooded several years ago. I haven't seen it happen yet. I remember in 2001, Al Gore was blowing hot air out of his ass saying the world's going to end. I'm still waiting for the sea levels to rise in Hayward. What is that? Eden Landing is still there. You know, it's not underwater. Eden Landing is, you can go there. Eden Landing doesn't exist, though. Eden Landing doesn't exist.
Now, Manny, be calm.
See, now I'm getting excited
Now
here.
relax.
See this Al Qaeda talk,
Calm.
saying that Eden Landing actually exists. I mean, you got to be with Al Qaeda. I mean, you know, to say there's pollution in San Francisco, I mean, that's just terrorism.
Yeah, right.
I mean, those Al Qaeda people and their green movement.
Pollution. There's radiation.
Oh, I mean, what do we have at Hunters Point?
Scores of radiation.
I mean, what was it? The ex-Navy, the former military Navy base. I mean, what ended up in that water? I mean, we had nuclear ships docking there. You know, hey, how's that nuclear reactor doing on the boat? We got a little steam discharge stored in the bay. Who cares? I don't care. They're all concerned about that deadly CO2 gas anyways. I don't give a crap about water pollution. So anyways, I'm going off on a rant here.
You got to keep hammering away. One day a year or one day a month is not going to work. You got to keep going at it. At some point, people are going to recognize. Let's just say, for example, you had a tent in front of the Fed every day, all day. You had people come out, you had people getting arrested, people getting harassed. At some point, it ends up on the news. At some point, somebody talks about it. It's going to attract attention. And the thing with any protest is you got to attract attention. That's the only way you can know, attention can be anything. It could be an advertisement, it could be a media plug, it could be somebody telling you about it. Key is to attract attention. At some point, the more you get out there, the more you get people to focus on what you're doing. They will. They'll be forced to. They'll be curious. And that curiosity will lead them to find out what it is. You gotta hit them with different angles, I don't know, you could protest, you can hand out pamphlets, you can bullhorn, you can just talk to people. But you gotta make yourself aware. At some point they'll get the hint. And again, the most important thing I believe is when you explain it to people, you have to make it personal for them. That's only what they will get off their ass to do something about it. Because if not, they'll just think, okay, yeah, well, there's nothing I can do. And when they're forced to realize and understand that if they don't do anything, they're doomed, that's when they're gonna get the motivation to do something.
Hey, next up, Manny and Greg for We Are Change East Bay News.
It's really hard to think that people in our government would kill their own citizens. It's hard to picture that until you actually research it.
Well, not only that, but they also countless times tend to brainwash the public with movies and TV shows and books about.
But people want to believe.
Doing things like that.
That they're good. We want to believe that they have good intentions. Everybody
Well,
wants
it's like the
to.
movie Gladiator.
You can't.
I mean, it's like the movie Gladiator. I mean, the Caesar didn't get away with everything in the open. You know what I mean? None of what he did was in the open. He did a lot of things in secret, so they just took a page out of their playbook from way back when, and
That's why you need checks and balances. That's why you need,
totally.
watchdogs. You need people looking
Well,
at these
what
things.
checks and balances do we have now? I mean, people don't even know we have three
Well, we are
branches
the
of
checks and
government.
balances. I guess we're the fourth now, all of a sudden.
Well, no, we've always been the fourth. It's just never been presented that way, and
Yeah.
they always throw it in your face. Either there's three branches of government, or there's one dictator, known as the president, and people don't even know what the hell the judicial system's for, nor the congressional
No,
system.
they make it seem like only people in those spots, only congressmen, only judges, they're the government. It's always playing people off of different sides. It's always about labels and about names and about different clubs and different groups, and my group is better than your group. But if it's all inside of the same game, then the same people win every time because they made the game to win.
Yeah, it actually surprised me, and I know we have our differences on the whole Occupy movement. I still have my thoughts, negative and positive, but they're posting a lot of stuff about 9/11 today, which is very surprising. I was very happy to see that.
I think everybody would be, right, at this point.
Yeah, I didn't really see that much from the Tea Party, but the real Tea Party, I did see that. The Ron Paulites, I guess you can call them, the
Yeah.
people that support that. The real Tea Party, not the neocon, Newt Gingrich, Sarah Palin hijack type thing, Dick Armey.
They were talking about it.
They weren't, but
They
the 9/11 truthers were. A lot of the Ron Paul supporters were out there talking about 9/11 and trying to expose the cover-up.
Yeah, and see, that's how we're gonna win. That's how we're gonna win, just having so many different fronts. Probably a lot of people on September 11th that heard bombs going off. Have a lot of people that suffered from secondary bombs going off, and in the lobby to some firefighters and talk about that stuff.
There's a lot of omissions there. A lot
Those
of
are keys right there, right?
a lot of omissions where people try to testify before the 9/11 Commission and they just were omitted. William Rodriguez was one of them. Sorry about the dogs. I just get excited. But anyways, Willie Rodriguez tried to testify before the 9/11 Commission report as to what he saw. He witnessed explosions and heard them going off seconds before the plane struck. So, you know, the head janitor or custodial engineer, whatever his title is, I can't remember. He's seen it all. He was there. He was the, you know, letting people out of the building. He was saving people's lives.
Yeah, he was the last guy out.
Yeah.
And he actually led some firefighters down and saved their lives because they were trapped.
But where's his memorial? You know, now I'm going off into something
Bush
else.
gave him
you know.
the key to the city, but they never listened to what he said about that day. Why would you do that unless you're trying to cover up something? So, it you know, there is a lot of starting points with September 11th that we can bring up to our friends and family, things like that. It's just every person is going to be touched differently. So you find out what this person is passionate towards, and then you try to see, well, how can I relate that to what I want to tell them about September 11th. And it's like you said, people have no soul. It's going to be really difficult. But for the other people out there, you know, who do have love and who do care about people, and who do consider themselves open-minded and truthful people, how can they, you know, how can they turn from this once you start showing it to them? They might not become active from it. Most of them won't. But they will know what the truth is.
It goes back to what we were talking about with the money, right? If I have unlimited money to do whatever I want, I'm always going to win. Because I know that my opponent only has limited funds. This is the situation. This is a homegrown movement. This is grassroots. Right. Okay, this is not financed by any powerful, as far as I know, it isn't. It's financed by just people that take time off from their daily schedules to go out and do a little bit of community work, activist work, serve their community, serve their country. And then you got this other group of people that, you know, go on Craigslist, find a job saying, we need people to protest, we'll pay you $20 an hour, we'll buy you lunch. Only thing is that you got to do what we tell you to do. Okay, well, where do those people get the money from? Well, they get it from the very people that were fighting. Because those are people that, if you look at the pyramid structure and you just follow the money goes to the top to where the money was put in the first place. Right. So you're going to deal with that. Again, you're going up against a giant. It's not going to be easy. You just got to do what you can do. At some point, you don't quit. You don't back down. And then eventually at the end, your opponent will get tired of fighting you and they'll give up. Hopefully that happens.
Change is coming, man. Change is happening. Change is here.
Yep. So you either live with your backs against the wall, or sit on the fence, or take action. And I'm not gonna sit on the fence or have my back against the wall. So this is Manny. We got Greg here. Peace out. We are Change East Bay. Check us out on the net. We are changeeneastbay.org. I'm sorry, .com, and also on Meetup.com and Facebook. That's right. Peace out.
Hey, thank you for watching We Are Change East Bay News with Manny and Greg, or Greg and Manny. Whichever you choose, it's East Bay News. Join us.